Okay, that's enough out of me. We're talking about girl things. Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Today's video is per your request. So I've done these videos before. I'll link a couple of them down below. We get really in it and juicy and talk about all things girl. And just like relationships, life, periods, sex, all the things. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. And I just wanna say that I love doing these videos for you guys and thank you for requesting them. So of course I asked you guys on Instagram. Everybody will remain anonymous, but I asked you guys on Instagram to ask me questions, girl talk questions. And of course you always come through with the good questions. So let's jump right in. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave and give me a follow on the IG to see what's going on with me in the daily, you know, little IG story action, I don't know. Our first question, are thongs uncomfortable? I cannot do it, but so many girls wear them, am I crazy? Okay, here's the thing. I like gone through thong stages in my life. Well, one, it's about finding the right thong that's really comfortable. I'll tell you, Aloe, they make that airbrush thong and like, I can't even feel it when I'm wearing it. Right now I'm in my stage where I can't feel the thong in my butt. I really can't, but there was a period in my life where I just like quit wearing them completely because they were really uncomfortable. And if they're uncomfortable, don't wear them. Panty line's not the end of the world. There are thongs out there. I can link the Aloe ones that are actually really comfortable. You might just have to find like the right ones that work for you. They don't all have to be teeny tiny G-strings. Even Spanx makes some good thongs, so I have a pair. Is it normal that sex seems weird to me? Maybe it was just taboo in my childhood. Maybe it was just too taboo in my childhood. I don't think so at all. I think like sex is like such a forbidden thing in so many households and like such a bad thing and such a thing we shouldn't talk about and we shouldn't do. We shouldn't bring it up and we shouldn't be sexual. Not everyone, but a lot of people are so like have that engraved in their brain. So I think it's all about experimenting in your own time and getting comfortable with it. But I don't think you're crazy and I don't think it's abnormal. It's like we're drilled in our brains how bad sex is and like all these things about it. So like your response is very reasonable in my opinion. When to know when it's time to walk away for good, friendship and or relationship. You know what? Here's the thing. We're allowed to outgrow people. Some people stay where they're at and that's them, that's their life, their journey, and that's not your responsibility for them to grow. It's everybody's own personal responsibility. And sometimes we outgrow people and it is okay to move on to new friendships, to move on to new relationships and to end things. Because sometimes in order for us to grow and us to keep moving in the direction we want to keep moving, we have to let go of some things. And that doesn't mean never speaking to people again, but it means like involving new people in your life and, you know, maybe not spending as much time as you once did with the person that you may be outgrowing. I think having a conversation about it, being mature about it is always good, and staying positive about it, but it is okay to move on. Once a cheater, always a cheater, question mark. You know what, I'm not a cheating person, so I don't always understand cheating, but there are a lot of cases where when people cheat, they tend to do it to the next partner and the next partner. I've had friends and their parents cheat and then they get with the next person, they cheat on them, and they get with the next person, they cheat on them. And so you're kind of like, do cheaters just cheat all the time? I don't know. I think it can kind of become an addictive thing where you kind of just like keep doing it. Didn't Blake, and correct me if I'm wrong, isn't Blake Shelton like part of that? Didn't he cheat on his partner to be with Miranda Saint? No. Miranda Sings is not. Miranda Lambert, and then cheated on her to be with Gwen. Like, isn't that what happened? I don't know, I could be wrong, but in a lot of cases, I would say yes, once a cheater, always a cheater, but I think everybody is different, and I think you definitely need to judge your situation off the person that you're dealing with. How to get over toxic relationships without missing the person who was toxic. You know what's funny about toxic relationships? It seems like our mind does this little thing where it's like, let's remember all the good times whenever you're trying to get out of a bad toxic situation. It seems to just like blip and completely forget about all the bad times. And it's like, girl, now why are we doing this? Now why are we doing this? Because right whenever you're back in that situation, all you can think about is all the bad times and how miserable you are in the situation. So I think it's really important to try to focus on why you are leaving a situation and don't let that little game come in your head where you're like, oh, all these good times and I do love him and we love each other, we're so good for each other, because a lot of times two people, it's on both sides, like two people are toxic for each other. I don't know if there is a way to get out of a relationship without missing someone. That's just natural human thing, but I think not torturing yourself and cutting them out of your life completely, social media, phone number, text, everything, seeing them of course, is a great start. It's a good start. What would you do if you have a pregnancy scare? I would literally, like, they sell pregnancy tests for $1 at the Dollar Tree, or a pricey one, you can go get one at Target. Take a pregnancy test immediately. That's what I would do. Never been like in a scare enough to really think I am. So I'm a Virgo, I don't like a big mess, but to each their own. This is a cute one. When getting ready, is it hair and makeup first? You know what it is for me? It's always makeup first. And this is why, because whenever I style my hair and I don't have any makeup on, this may be terrible, but like I typically be like, no, my hair looks bad. No, my hair looks bad, because like my hair will be fixed, but like something's off. Because it's like the whole look is not together. But when my makeup's already done and then I fix my hair, I'm like, yep. That could just be me. How do you handle catty girls that irritate me so much? Well, here are two perspectives. One, in my 20s and teenage years, fight back all the way. I would be catty right back, or I would do things to annoy them the way they annoyed me, or I would literally just go off on them and be like, you're being a bitch. Here's how I handle them in my 30s. I don't. If you need to be catty all the time, then you're not gonna be in my life. If you need to be in competition with me all the time, you're not gonna be in my life. There are so many people out there who are so generous and cool to be around. And if I have a choice, those are the people I put myself around. There are a lot of catty girls. I mean, hello, I live in Los Angeles. But I'm telling you, in my 20s, it wasn't smart. Going to war with those people makes you as low as them, and it makes you catty too whenever you're not. So I recommend the X-Nay. Do you ever get odor down there? If so, how do you stop it? Okay, so I think it's kind of normal to get, I say kind of because hear me out, to get odor down there, because it is literally a moist cave. It is a weird spot. But just look out for it, because you could have a yeast infection, a bacteria infection, or something else going on. Odors normally tell us things. So it could be the underwear you're wearing. You may not be getting enough air down there. It could be your pH balance could be off due to the body washes that you're using or soap that you're using. You wanna make sure you're using something. I like the honey pot, it's one of my favorites. I've been using it for a while now, it's been great. Or like a clean bar of Dove unscented soap is great for down there. So odors tell us things, be sure and listen to them. I got this question so many times, and so I'm gonna answer it. It said, how to maintain a healthy sex life with your longtime partner. I admire your relationship with Ty. Like, basically, if you've been with someone for a long time, how do you keep it spicy? I think communication, not just like silently like trying something without communication. I think talking to your partner. I know a lot of kinky people that do a lot of crazy stuff. I don't judge them, but girl, people be getting crazy in the bedroom with their partner. So has your period changed since you were younger, like your teen? Mine has, but my friends haven't. Yeah, my period changed a lot actually whenever I was a teen. Sorry if I keep looking at my phone, I'm screenshotting these so I can insert them in the video as I go. But as a teen, I had a really light period. And then like into my late 20s, early 30s, my period, it didn't necessarily get heavier, but the cramps got crazy, like unbearable, to the point I had to go see my gyno. Like I couldn't function. Actually, I had to get on a different birth, like an actual birth control to help that. And I did. And it has helped me immensely. But yeah, my period, like as far as that, like it changed. I have a feeling, are you pregnant? I am not. Just so you know, I get DM that I'm pregnant for the past 3 years, like every single day. So you're not the only one who has that feeling, but unfortunately the feeling must be something else, because I'm not. Okay, I went and got some supplies so I could show you. So we were talking about thongs in the beginning of this video, and this is the airbrush thong from Aloe. The material, come on, focus. Okay, it doesn't want to focus, but the material is just that really stretchy material. This is what the thong part looks like. It's just really small, and it has cotton right here. These are really comfortable, and you can't see them under your clothes at all. And then my favorite cotton ones, I just try to look for them. They're all dirty because I wear them 24. I have a pair on right now, but I won't show you the underwear I'm wearing right now, but I'll put them right here on the screen. They're from Skims. She also does deals, I think like a couple for 30 or something like that. They're seriously the best. I buy mine in a medium because I like them to fit loose, but I probably should wear a small. The medium, you know, it does me right. So How to get every bit of hair around your cooch while shaving. I think it's close to impossible, but I will tell you to avoid getting ingrown hairs. I shave with the grain, which gets a pretty darn close shave. Tips on keeping the kitty clean as possible. So I went and grabbed the stuff so I could show you. This is what I washed with. This is a new one. They sell this at Target, but it's always sold out there. So if you get it, I always grab 2 bottles. I'm like, oh, the foam cleanser, and it's by the Honey Pot. It is plant-based. I've been using it for a long time. Keeps everything just tip-top shape. 3 pumps and you'll wash it with your hand. You shake it, do 3 pumps, wash with your hand. And I don't know why I need to do the movement there, but you get the point. And then I also went ahead and bought these. All those products are great. Highly recommend. Some self-help books. So I've read a lot. My favorite, and I think is like the best beginner in the self-help department, is You Are a Badass. It's very encouraging, very uplifting, and she writes it in such a hysterical way that's really funny and relatable, where you can really understand and get with. So I read that book probably once a year just to refresh on it, because once you read a self-help book, the information does, some of it sticks with you for life, and then some of it fizzles out, and it's kind of important to keep up with some of that information. So I try to read it once a year. And then I recently read The Art of Not Giving a F***. And I like that book because at the time I was dealing with like a lot of nonsense anxiety. And sometimes we have that, like our body just like, we're gonna be anxious today. Nothing's really going on, but we're gonna make a problem out of absolutely everything. The world is coming to an end. And I kept like having that in my chest, and that weight and that stress and that sleepless nights. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with me? So I was like, let me get into one of my books. So The Art of Not Giving a F***. I was like, wow, this seems great for my situation. So I read the whole thing. I will say it kind of feels like a frat guy wrote it. So that was a little unrelatable to me, but I got his point, and his point is like, those things, like it really resonated with me, like how much really does it matter? Like how much really, really, really does it matter that we put our sweet time and energy into, and it helped me prioritize what to stress about, and that's not very much, and what I should just like stop stressing about. And it's helped me call myself out and be like, we're not gonna overthink this. We're gonna let this go. It's gonna work itself out. And it also helped me to learn to like, I communicate with Ty more whenever I'm feeling super anxiety, having a lot of anxiety, because it helps me get it off my chest. So those are some books. Those are some things that I always like to recommend to you guys. What did you feel was important to pass on to Erin? One lesson, I wish this was passed on to me more, but it's just something I had to learn. You cannot do the things you think you can't do. If you put I can't in front of any sentence, you're absolutely right. You cannot do that. So one of her favorite words is I can't, or statements I should say. And we really worked so hard on breaking her from the immediate I can't. It's just like an immediate reaction. I'm like, you know, you're absolutely right. If you don't think you can, then you absolutely cannot. You have to change your mindset, and that has to be a more positive outlook going into things, with a little more confident. And even if you're like, I don't know if I can do this, but I'm gonna give it my best shot, and I bet I'll be pretty good at it, or you know, I've never done this before, but we'll see what happens, or I can do this and I'm gonna be a boss ass while I do it. I'm like, let's pick some of those to focus on and lose the term I can't, because anytime you think you can't, you're right, you can't, and someone else can who thinks they can. Even if they can't, they figure it out because they think they can. What this is thinking is going to be the outcome. What do you and Ty talk about besides work? My husband and I feel like we're running out of things. Okay, so a couple of hobbies we do and like talk about. We talk about travel, where we want to go, what we want to do. We talk about our families a lot. We talk about our plans for the future a lot. We talk about kids a lot. We talk about things we want to do, even if they're small things, like we want to go golf, or we want to go fix this bedroom, or we want to go to Target, or we talk about all the things we want to do. And as far as our hobbies, like a couple of them, I feel like me and Ty, since we both work together, we do have quite a few hobbies together. We're like this, I'm gonna be honest, like we are like so tight. One of them is Mario Golf, video games. I've always loved video games, and he is such a gamer. So Mario Golf is a video game we both love. So like almost every night we go play Mario Golf together on the Switch. Best time ever. And it's like, by the way, like you should in a relationship be open to trying things with your partner that you typically wouldn't try, because Mario Golf was simply his interest, not mine at all. And then he was like, hop on and play with me. And I'm like, okay. Never played before. I don't like golf. I don't typically like sports games. But I'm like, okay. And now I freaking love it. And it's something we love doing together. And that's just because it was golf and I didn't say no to it. Going on walks is a big hobby of ours. I'll come up to him and say, are you gonna take me on a walk today? Because I like it when he takes me on a walk and takes me around where we're gonna go. Another hobby of ours is the beach. We go to the beach at least once a week together to throw the frisbee. That's one of our big hobbies at the beach. And another hobby of ours is cooking. Typically, like one of us will cook the meal and the other one will clean, but we also do it together sometimes. We have a lot of things that we like to do together outside of work, and I think it's so important, but in order to find those things, you have to say yes to things that you typically wouldn't do, and you'd be shocked at the amount of things that you guys would have fun doing together. How do you deal with comparison on social media? So I feel like I go through waves with this, but social media is so tricky. And I've kind of found a way to navigate it. Whenever I catch myself, and this is, I think, a natural thing, comparing myself, trying to compete with other people, I'll mute those people on social media. And I'll just mute them for a little while till I get past how I'm feeling. Because I want to make and create social media content that is genuine to me. Content that I like, and be creative in my own way. You do what you gotta do to have a healthy mental state, especially in this industry and on social media. And if you feel like you're like miserable because you're comparing your life so much to someone else, mute them. You don't have to mute them forever, and you don't have to avoid them completely, but you can mute them from a little bit, and it really helps to readjust you and get you focused back in on what you're doing. Okay guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got some insight out of it. I love having these deep, serious talks with you guys, and I hope in some way they're impactful, they're helpful. You grow from it, you learn from it, you try and learn. You try and do some of the things that we talked about today. And yeah, let's keep the conversation going per usual. Be sure and leave comments down below. Join the conversation. Comment down below if you know underwear you love for your cooch. Comment down below if you know things to keep your sex life spicy. Comment down below. Like, be a part of the conversation. Help me help you. Other people will gain from it. And yeah, so that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure and smash that subscribe button before you leave, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.